You know that feeling when you trust someone so completely that you'd bet your entire future on them? I did. His name was Ethan. For 15 years, he wasn't just my best friend, he was my brother. We grew up together, went to the same school, played on the same football team, dreamed about becoming successful one day. And when that day finally came, he stole everything. The company, the employees, the clients, even my reputation. And for a while, he got away with it. But what Ethan didn't realize was that while he was busy celebrating my downfall, I was quietly building his. This is the story of how my best friend betrayed me and how I got my life back.
Back in 2014, I was working a miserable office job in Dallas. The pay wasn't terrible, but every morning felt like a prison sentence. I remember sitting in a tiny cubicle, staring at spreadsheets, and wondering if this was really what the rest of my life looked like. One evening, after work, Ethan called me. "Let's start our own company." I laughed. "With what money?" "We'll figure it out." That was Ethan, always optimistic, always confident. The kind of guy who could convince you that jumping out of a plane was a reasonable idea. For months we planned. Every weekend, every evening. Coffee shops, garages, living rooms, anywhere we could work. Finally, we launched a digital marketing agency. Nothing fancy, just two friends with laptops and big dreams. The first year was brutal. We barely made enough to cover rent. Some months we survived on instant noodles and gas station coffee, but we kept going. Slowly, things started changing. One client became 5, 5 became 20, 20 became 50. By year 3, we had 12 employees. By year 5, we had nearly 40. We moved into a beautiful office downtown. Revenue crossed 7 figures. Life felt incredible. I trusted Ethan with everything. If someone had asked me who I trusted most in the world, I would have said Ethan without hesitation. That was my biggest mistake. The first warning signs were small, so small that I ignored them. Ethan began handling more financial decisions. At first, it seemed logical. I focused on operations. He handled finances and sales. It was an efficient division of responsibilities, or so I thought. Then strange things started happening. Employees I had personally hired stopped communicating with me. Meetings were suddenly scheduled without my knowledge. Major client discussions happened behind closed doors. Whenever I asked questions, Ethan always had an answer. "You're overthinking it. Don't worry about it. I've got it handled." I trusted him. Why wouldn't I? He was my best friend. Then came the day everything changed. A longtime client called me. They sounded confused. "Hey, congratulations." "Congratulations for what?" "On selling your shares." My stomach dropped. "What are you talking about?" There was silence. Then they said something I'll never forget. "Ethan told everyone you're stepping away from the company." I nearly dropped my phone. I drove straight to the office. When I arrived, employees were avoiding eye contact. Something felt wrong. Very wrong. I walked into Ethan's office. He looked nervous. For the first time in 15 years, I saw fear in his eyes. And that's when I knew. Something terrible had happened. I demanded answers. Instead, Ethan handed me a stack of documents. My hands were shaking. The papers claimed I had transferred majority ownership of the company months earlier. My signature was everywhere, except I had never signed any of it. My head spun. I couldn't understand what I was looking at. Then Ethan spoke, and every word felt like a knife. "Legally, the company is mine now." I stared at him, waiting for him to laugh, waiting for him to tell me this was some kind of joke. He didn't. It was real. The betrayal wasn't coming. It had already happened. Over the next few weeks, everything collapsed. Employees stopped answering my calls. Clients disappeared. Industry contacts avoided me. Rumors spread everywhere. People said I was unstable, that I had quit, that I had abandoned the company. The business community believed Ethan, not me. After all, he controlled the narrative. I lost my income. My savings began disappearing. My confidence shattered. For months, I barely slept. Every night, I replayed the same question. How could someone I'd known for 15 years do this? The answer came unexpectedly. Greed. Pure greed. But proving it was another story. One rainy Tuesday afternoon, I received an email. No subject line, no message, just an attachment. I opened it. Inside were screenshots, financial records, internal emails, bank transfers. And suddenly, everything made sense. A former employee had secretly collected evidence for over a year. According to the documents, Ethan had been planning this for months, maybe years. He had manipulated company records, hidden transactions, created fake approval trails, and convinced key employees to stay loyal to him. The evidence was overwhelming. But there was something even bigger. One email revealed Ethan had been diverting company money into a private account, hundreds of thousands of dollars. The moment I saw it, I knew. This wasn't just betrayal anymore. This was fraud. I immediately hired a legal team. For the first time in months, I felt hope. The investigation began, and Ethan had no idea what was coming. I didn't seek revenge through anger. I sought it through patience. For 6 months, we quietly gathered evidence. Every document, every transfer, every email, every lie. Then one morning, the lawsuit was filed. The business community exploded. People who had ignored me suddenly started calling. Journalists became interested. Former employees began speaking up. One by one, the truth emerged. The fake documents, the manipulated records, the stolen money, the forged signatures. Everything came into the light. The court proceedings lasted nearly a year. Ethan fought desperately. But facts don't care about excuses. Evidence doesn't care about stories. And eventually, the truth won. The court ruled in my favor. Ownership was restored. Financial damages were awarded. Several criminal investigations followed. Ethan lost everything he had spent years stealing. His reputation collapsed. Clients left. Partners disappeared. Investors walked away. The empire he built on betrayal fell apart faster than it had risen. And the most ironic part? He destroyed himself. I merely exposed the truth. Today, my company is bigger than ever. We have more employees, more clients, more success. But that's not the real victory. The real victory is understanding something important. Not every betrayal deserves revenge. Some betrayals deserve exposure. The truth has a way of catching up with people. Maybe not immediately, maybe not when we want it to, but eventually. And when it does, the consequences are often greater than anything we could have planned ourselves. People ask if I hate Ethan. I don't. Hate requires energy, and he's already taken enough of my time. What I learned is this: trust is valuable, but blind trust is dangerous. The people closest to us can become our greatest blessings, or our greatest lessons. Ethan became mine, and while he stole my company for a while, he accidentally gave me something even more valuable: wisdom. Because success can be rebuilt, money can be earned again, businesses can recover. But character? Character is revealed when nobody is watching, and in the end, that made all the difference.